Recording in progress.
All right. How's everybody doing today? We're back, season 2. It's been a while. Hope everybody's been doing wonderful out there. Everybody's been staying ultra based, ultra gossip pilled. How's everybody doing today? It's good to be back. We've got some featured stories for us today. We've got Troons leaving Texas. Oh yes. Afraid of our anti-trans laws. We're going to go over that there. We've got Judas McNeil exposing himself. Were the Groypers right all along? Were they? We'll just have to wait and see. I'll touch on that later. But wow, that was something else. We got Paul McCartney using AI to get John Lennon's trash-ass voice back in his music. So we're going to go over that too. Let's see, what else are we covering today? We got fat people on airplanes. We've got white people playing black people that look like white people. And we've got alien narratives coming out of Las Vegas. And a couple more other than that. Maybe even some extreme weather, and maybe even fake and gay space and science. So, how's everybody doing today? Season 2 of Bayzed and Gossip, bro. I'm so glad to have you back. So glad to be back. It's been a while. Lots been going on. I really haven't been in the mood to stream for a while, but the other day it kind of hit me again. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it kind of in a season format. I'll try to stream like 10 times a year. And really it's just so people can come back and listen to these stupid ass rants whenever they feel like. So Well, let's dive right in. I kind of want to start with fat people on airplanes. I thought that seemed pretty funny. And so let's take a look here. Let me get my screen share going. Y'all know how we do it here. Ultra Boomer Tech. All right, let's see. How do you do this? I haven't even used this freaking app in so long. Let's see here. You're going to have to deal with me for 1 second. Here we go. There we go. Look at that beauty. Look at that girl right there. That's tasty right there. All right. We are paying twice for the same experience. Plus size travelers hit out at discriminatory airline seat policies. Can you imagine? You get on a plane, you're walking back to your seat, you see that row 32B, and you look over and this lady's sitting next to you. I can only imagine her husband, if she's got one. She's got a wedding ring on. She's probably got a wife. All right, CNN. While the average width of an airline seat has been shrinking for decades, bodies are getting larger around the world, with experts predicting that over half of the global population will be overweight or obese by 2035. So half of the world will be obese, and we got 12 more years. So you got 12 years to find a wife, y'all. So you better get to it. This ultimately means that more and more passengers are likely to be finding it difficult to fit into airplane seats, and some may be hit in the pocket as a result. Policies around plus-size travelers tend to vary from airline to airline, while a number, including United Airlines, require customers who require extra seating, and that's in quotes, customers who require extra seating, that's their politically correct fat person, to buy an additional seat in advance. Some refund the purchase if one or more seats are available after takeoff. However, there is no universal standard as such. Different airlines have different guidelines. Some have no guidelines at all, meaning that even well-informed travelers can have trouble keeping up. Wow. I mean, seriously, look at this. Okay, that might be today's thumbnail. I'm not exactly sure if that is going to be today's thumbnail, but I gotta snapshot that. Can you imagine somebody gets on my computer and sees the thing I've snapshot for this show? Look at that. Oh my gosh, she's taking up 2 seats. Is she double masking? No, she's got an oxygen tank on. I feel bad making fun of her, but seriously, y'all. In April, plus-size traveler influencer, oh my gosh, what? Jalen Chaney launched a petition urging the Federal Aviation Administration to mandate all airlines for comprehensive a customer of size policy that prioritizes the comfort and well-being of all passengers. We got to get these seats bigger for these people. We need the policies to be a little bit more standardized, Chaney tells CNN Travel. At the bare minimum, we need every airline to have a policy that tells people of size how to navigate their airline. You know, it's kind of like people of color. You know, everybody's a color of some sort, you know. People of size, right? I got to look at this chick's thing. You know, let's take an open link in new tab here. I'm going to go to that right after I finish a couple more sentences here. We need the policies to be a little bit more standardized, Chaney tells CNN Travel. At the bare minimum, we need every airline to have a policy that tells, we need every airline to have a policy that tells people of size how to navigate their airline. Charles Leoka, a co-founder of airline consumer advocacy group Travelers United, shares this sentiment. All plus-size passengers are appreciative of knowing the rules, he adds. It eliminates many misunderstandings. All right, now we got to go look at this girl. Oh my gosh, this is her plus-size travel blogger right here. Plus-size travel expert. And this is the same lady masked up in the N95 with an oxygen tank. Honestly, that's kind of smart though. You kind of need the oxygen tank with an N95. But, I mean, isn't that just bringing in oxygen from the outside? I don't know. Wow. Oh my gosh. As a plus-size, mixed woman of color living with disabilities, Lynn is dedicated to promoting body acceptance and marginalized body advocacy. Through her engaging and informative content, she inspires others to love their bodies, own who they are, and speak their truth. Her expertise covers a range of topics, including plus-size travel, plus-size friendly products, plus-size fashion, and lifestyle. She also provides valuable recommendations for plus-size friendly products and travel products that cater to the unique needs of the community. This is a community now. The fat community. It's like all fat people, you know. They're all the same. Jalen's extensive industry experience and remarkable talent have led to collaborations with over 165 brands, including Google, Hilton Hotels, Crayola, McDonald's, Torrid, and more. She is committed to championing diversity and inclusion, and her work encourages brands to embrace these values in their campaigns. For anyone seeking inspiration, guidance, or recommendations on plus-size travel, Jalen Cheney is a reliable and knowledgeable resource. Wow. What a wonderful world here. I really want to see one of her videos, though. Where can I find this girl? YouTube here. Let's take a look-see.
Hey there, welcome to my channel.
My gosh,
my name is Jalen. I'm known as JBay Productions and JBay Official on social media. I'm a plus-size travel blogger, content creator, freelance writer, and body positive advocate. I make videos about plus-size travel, plus-size fashion, lifestyle, and so much more. I would love for you to follow me along on my journey. You can reach me on socials at JBay Productions and at JBay Official. Be sure to subscribe.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no, I can't do that. I cannot. Plus size lingerie and fashion. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that to y'all. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, that's horrendous. That's horrendous. I'm trying to find a video that would be funny though. I'm gonna keep away the no lingerie stuff. Let's see. Let's see her take here. Why should plus size people have to pay more for the exact same experience? Well, that's because everybody else is not getting the same experience when they have to sit next to you. I mean, I could not fit in the seat next to you.
Air travel is an essential part of modern life. But for many people, including myself, the experience is far from comfortable. If you're a larger person or just need more space physically when traveling, you may be required to pay extra for a more comfortable experience. But why should you have to pay more than any other human for the same exact travel experience on a plane? Air travel should be a fair and accessible experience for everyone, regardless of their size, abilities, or needs. Families, tall people, people with disabilities, and parents with young children, in addition to plus-size people, are also often forced to pay extra for the additional space that they need. But it shouldn't have to be this way. Airlines should prioritize the comfort and well-being of their passengers, regardless of their size, abilities, or needs. Let's demand fairness and equality in air travel. It's time for a change. Sign my petition at change.org/plus-size travel now.
All right, Thank you so much I'm going to sign.
Make sure to hit that follow button for more plus-size.
No. All right. Let's see. Any other goods from her? I know y'all want to see that hot tub stream from her. Oh my gosh, can you believe this girl? How to get extra legroom for free when flying Southwest. Okay, just one more from her. One more, and then I promise we're moving on. This is new to me. I didn't know this was a thing.
If you want to know how to get extra legroom for free, let me give you a little tip that works sometimes. Since Southwest has an open seating policy, meaning you can choose your seat as soon as you get on the plane, look for the bulkhead seats, the first row of seats in the plane, and see if they have armrests that move up. If they do, choose that seat because you're going to get a lot of extra legroom and it'll make your flight much more enjoyable. If you have any more questions for me, drop them down below in the comments.
Okay, I'm sorry. I started zoning out there.
And for those of you who might not be following me already, make sure to hit that follow button for more plus-size travel tips.
I wasn't listening. I actually just zoned out for a second there. I was thinking about Paul McCartney using the AI for his shit band, you know. Paul McCartney, Dave Grohl, these guys are like just the biggest hacks of all time, you know. Dave Grohl's better than Paul McCartney, but Paul McCartney's just really lame. I mean, you go into somebody's house and they always have that same Beatles poster, you know, like, oh, I'm a fan of the Beatles, and then you spend time around them, you notice they never listen to the Beatles. Nobody listens to the Beatles. Nobody actually listens to the Beatles. Like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and put a Beatles album on. How many people do you know that actually listen to the Beatles? I don't know any, personally, and I'm glad. But so that's our girl, J-Bay official. So what kind of playlist she's got here? What else she have? Inspirational videos. I gotta see one.
You do not have to lose weight.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Shorts, okay? Your body is perfect, just the way it is. Jiggly arms, tummy, I got it all, honey. I feel great in this outfit. You deserve to feel great in whatever you wear, so don't let anyone change your mind on that. Wear what you want, do what you want, live your best life.
Okay. That's just an odd attitude to have, you know. Like, that is not a beautiful body. All right, I'm done with J-Bay. So that was enough skin for the day. I don't want to get y'all too aroused at the beginning of the stream. We just started season 2. I don't need y'all leaving to go creep on J-Bay's page. Come on, y'all. Come on. All right, let's move on to our next story here. I'll leave that up. We might come back to J-Bay, but I don't even think I finished this. So let's just finish the rest. I think we've got one more. All right. Outside of the U.S., the Australian consumer law prohibits airlines from charging passengers different amounts based on their body size. Meanwhile, the one-person, one-fare policy, which prevented domestic airlines Air Canada, Jazz, and WestJet from charging passengers requiring an extra seat for more than one fare, was passed by the Canadian Transportation Agency. Obesity is recognized as a disability in Canada. That's actually kind of almost based, you know. And passengers must be considered functionally disabled by obesity to meet the requirements for a free extra seat. So you can actually go, I mean, how are these airlines going to make the proper money? They're just going to make the tickets more expensive for everybody else, because y'all can't just cut the carbohydrates out of the diet and live a normal life. You know, you don't have to cut that many carbs, but I mean, if you're that fat, it's time to go full keto. You got to do like 3 years, don't even touch a carb if you're that fat, as J-Bay, as my girl. Oh, J-Bay. These passengers should be provided with a free extra seat or even multiple seats to accommodate their needs and ensure their comfort and safety, as well as those around them during the flight, reads the petition. For Cheney, who has needed a seatbelt extender from a young age, the issue is hugely personal. I kind of knew that planes were not built for people like me by the time I was 12, she says, recalling trying to tuck her seatbelt underneath her stomach so that flight attendants couldn't see that she hadn't been able to buckle it. Oh, it's, you know, that's just crazy. I can't believe that. 12 years old, you know. Human rights issue? Is it a human rights issue? There was a really tight fit on the seats, and being such a young child at the time, traveling without my parents was really stressful for me, because I didn't know how to advocate for myself. Cheney feels the airline policies that require plus-size travelers to buy an extra seat while flying are discriminatory, pointing out that passengers like her are paying twice for the same experience. And I gotta say this about discrimination at the airports. Smokers. We used to be able to smoke on the plane, just light up. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. But now your flight gets delayed. They don't even have a vape room. You know, they've got like a ecumenism religious room where there's like all the blending of religion. I'm serious. Last time I was in Detroit, I was at the airport. My flight got delayed, and I just walked around fiending for nicotine for like 10 hours, and I was bar hopping. I would just go from the Chili's bar to the whatever other bars there were there. But I love Chili's, by the way. It really is amazing. But let's see here. People with smaller bodies get to pay one fare to get to their destination, she says, and we have to pay 2 fares, even though we're getting the same experience. If anything, our experiences are a little bit more challenging. United Airlines, one of the U.S. airlines that requires larger passengers to purchase an extra seat, declined to comment. Cheney dismisses suggestions that plus-size travelers are asking for special treatment, stressing they are simply asking for the same dignity and respect from an airline that someone in a smaller body gets. I mean, do they not understand, like, how business works? There's X amount of seats. If you don't fill those seats, I mean, I'm not even going to say it. I mean, it's just obvious. It's stupid. I just have to read her quotes. Being a large-sized person... Wait, this is another fat person. Being a large-sized person is not a choice, as many people mistakenly believe. Lucas tells CNN Travel, there is unfortunately a lot of negative attention and prejudice against plus-size people, but it's not as if someone is getting up in the morning and making a decision that they're going to be a large person. So, through that lens of human rights, I don't see any justification for charging these people a double fare. Lucas goes on to point out that airlines don't provide discounts to people who are smaller sized or even children, even though they're much lighter and therefore less fuel is being consumed to transport them. I'd be very concerned to see this type of argument being advanced where immutable characteristics of a person are being used for assessing fees, he adds. It can be a slippery slope. Cheney regularly shares tips on flying as a plus-sized person on her TikTok. I know you boys out there want to go check out her TikTok. You want to see those little dance numbers she's doing. And say that one of the questions she's asked the most is, what do I do if the seatbelt does not fit? That is the question we are all asking ourselves. Let's see what she says on her YouTube, yeah? Let's find that. I just want to find that, and then we're done. I promise you. We're done with fat people for the rest of the show.
Hey there, welcome.
We're going to do... What is it? Let's see. I'm going to just see seatbelt. Let's just type in J-Bay official. Official seatbelt. Is 2 airplane seats enough for me when I fly?
This is a great question, and as much as I've talked about buying 2 seats as a plus-size traveler who wears a size 6X, I've never given you the real tea on how comfortable it is to sit in 2 seats. So let me break it down for you in this video. I wear a size 6X, and so does my partner. When we travel, we sit together in a row of 3. So our situation might be a little bit different than yours. Even though we get a row of 3 seats, I take up much more room than my partner does, and so we share the middle seat. So I'm taking up like 1.5 seats, they're taking up just usually 1. When we get 3 seats and we sit together, there is enough room for us to both sit comfortably, but it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. And the thing that I find the hardest is the lack of legroom. While 2 seats in economy is enough for me to fly comfortably, of course I wish that I had a little bit more room, especially when it comes to legroom. All in all, I will say if you're a size 6X like me or smaller, you will be able to travel comfortably in 2 economy seats. Thank you so much for your comment and your question. If you have any more questions for me, drop them down below in the comments. Make sure to hit...
That's crazy. I know I said one more, but I'm hooked on this girl's channel. I think I'm going to bring her back. She's going to be a regular. She's going to be a regular on Bayzed Gossip now. So I'm sorry to do that to y'all, but let's move on. Let's move on. Let's take a look at what the transgender youth are telling us here in Texas. I'd rather be out than dead. That's right. They'd rather be out than dead. Well, you know what? This is one thing about politics people have to understand. Rhetoric is more powerful than actually doing anything, you know. You make them believe that, you know, it's like there's like some sort of troon attack, and they're all just going to run for the hills. They're going to run back to the East Coast or wherever, which sucks, you know, for the people on the East Coast. But This particular person is moving to Boston, and I think it's going to be really funny when they get there. And I mean, I have to imagine the people in Boston are not that nice, you know, like somebody's going to call you retarded. You're retarded. Why'd you lap your dick off? You're retarded. All right, but let's read here. Listen, 10 minutes and 25 seconds. I thought there was a video here. I'm trying to see the video. Oh, okay. Luna, 14, and their family say they have no other option than to leave Texas. There's not really any other way to progress forward, Luna told the Texas newsroom, and she was helping their parents pack boxes of clothes and other household items. They clearly want us out or dead, so I'd rather be out than dead. I mean, this is just so dramatic, you know. Texas is super liberal, like way, I mean, outside of the countryside, I mean, the cities, it's just a bunch of really just pussies. And really, you know, transgenderism is really not that accepted in the city either, but I mean, it is in Austin for sure. But which I had a student that just happened to like come into town, so I had like, it was a student that just did 3 lessons with me, and he had lived in Austin, and he told me in his classrooms there was a girl. I thought this was just an Alex Stein bit, but this is true. There was a girl that identified as a chameleon, and the parents said there has to be a glass enclosure and a heat lamp in every classroom she goes into. So, or they put her on wheels and they wheel her around the school. I can't remember which one it is. I didn't really go into detail on that, but yeah, this girl would just hang out in there. And then there was another girl that was identified as a cat, and the parents there had to be a litter box in every classroom. And I'm like, did she actually use it? Did she actually use the litter box? I bet you she does. But yeah, this kid was like 11 years old, and he told me it's hell in Austin, and they moved away from Austin because it's so bad. But he used the words, it is hell. I was like, I heard Austin's pretty terrible. He said it's hell. There's not really any other way to progress forward, Luna told the Texas newsroom, and she was helping their parents pack. I already said that. Luna, who was using a pseudonym because she fears for their safety, is transgender. Well, I used to be a boy. Kind of, Luna said. I was never very good at it. Oh. She came out to their parents in 2021. She remembers, so what would that be, 2 years ago? So she would have been 12. Or he would have been 12. She remembers being in a different room than them. I called across the house, hey, Mom and Dad, do you think it'd be cool if I start using she, her pronouns? And they were like, okay, recalled Luna, who later started using she, they pronouns. But now, Luna and their family, see, that's just so annoying. Luna and their family say they are not okay after the Texas legislature passed a measure earlier this year prohibiting the use of puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and surgery for transgender people under 18. So they're moving. Other families are staying, but worry about raising a transgender kid in Texas, a state they no longer consider welcoming for their family. That's what I'm talking about. Hear more from Luna and other families of transgender youth in Texas in the audio player above. Note, some of the names used by people we spoke with are not their real names. Some of the families say they fear retaliation from the state of Texas. If you found the reporting above, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, let's listen to a little bit of that audio. Let's see if it's any good.
33 minutes past the hour, Texas Standard Time.
33.
A new state law is set to go into effect September 1st, and it prohibits the use of puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and surgery for transgender people under 8.
This is Austin's 90.5 radio, by the way. So if you're in the Austin area, make sure you tune in to hear this guy's hot takes.
People under 18. Trans youth in Texas and their families and friends worked hard to block the measure during the regular legislative session. Today we'll get to know a few of them and what they want for their lives. An important note here, some families chose not to disclose their real names for fear of retaliation from the state.
I'm Dawn, and I live with my family in Austin, and I am an educator.
My name is Carl, and I'm an attorney.
Our son Jay, he loves his
I am an
sisters. He
educator.
really loves soccer and loves playing basketball in the driveway.
I've done gymnastics.
He loves playing basketball.
Gymnastics for a little bit.
What do you like to do now instead of gymnastics?
Soccer.
Okay. So this little girl is now a boy because instead of doing gymnastics, which men do, she wants to do soccer, so she's a boy now.
And on Saturday, tomorrow, I have soccer game. And on Thursdays, I have practice.
That makes me sick. I mean, how young is that? I mean, that must be a 3 or 4 year old. They can hardly speak. That is fucking crazy. I mean, what is with these people? Like, seriously, at the school I work at, there's these two twins, and they've got like this really like smoking hot mom. Like it's like just, I mean, she just is, but she's a crazy woman. She dresses them in like she like ties her hair up in like a ponytail and like dresses them not like fully like girls, but not like boys, like definitely more girly than boyish. And yeah, it's just, and then her husband's like a simp, like just totally cool with it. And I remember during the last recital, I was like, I swear, if those boys are wearing a dress, I'm gonna be so uncomfortable. I don't even know what to say. And she didn't put him in a dress, but they're like young, and so she went on stage with them, and she was wearing this skirt that was like above her ass, literally like a stripper. And it was just crazy. I was just looking away like, what in the hell? This is a recital, a music recital. And I mean, this is something I wouldn't, I mean, you know, I say I wouldn't let my wife leave the house in this, but I don't think my wife would even wear it at the house. It's just too, it's too scandalous, you know. Maybe if it was, you know, an occasion, but you know, definitely not just around the house, you know. But you know, maybe I'll bring it up and ask, you know. I'll see if she's down to wear that, but you know, it's just crazy to me though, crazy. All right, a couple more of these, and then we'll move along here. I don't want to spend too long talking about this stuff. I might just skip around to see what other things, because this 3-year-old's really making me depressed.
When he was 2, he started, you know, because that's when kids start to like really start to talk. Whenever we would do imaginary play, he would always want to be the daddy, want to be, like, he wouldn't want to be a firefighter, he would want to be a fireman. And it was kind of surprising to me because I thought he was my second daughter at this point, and I hadn't gone through this with my first kid, but I was like, okay, you know, the first few times it happened. But then month after month after month, when he would consistently say, when I grow up, am I going to be a mommy or a daddy? And we'd say, oh, you know, if you have kids, you'll be a mommy. And he would pause and say, I think I want to be a daddy, or I want to be a daddy. It was,
dude, we're talking about a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old. Now, these parents are all messed up, and so I can't remember, is this a girl? Yeah, I guess it's a girl. She's not like seeing 2 classic gender roles like in her life. Like the dad's definitely a simp. The mom is probably the exact same situation that I see, you know. But yeah, that's just depressing. I'm gonna skip ahead. I think we get that. That's really sick. Let's see what's next.
Those photos that you sent.
I remember sending him pictures at work of like Jay sitting in the car, just like the biggest smile on his face, and we got home and he was jumping up and down and looking at himself in the mirror. And I remember he would say, like, can you take a picture of me? Take a picture of me, mommy. And then he would want to look at the picture. And I realized, like, he never wanted to look at pictures of himself before, you know?
Oh my gosh, he was 2, and you'll like totally propagandize him into this. Like if a kid says that to you, you go, no, you're a boy or you're a girl, whatever it is, you know. It's and then it's over, and then you move on with your life. I mean, I probably said this in the last iteration of Bayzed Gossip, but there was a time, my brother, he's like a beefcake, man. He's like 6'4", 200 and shredded, you know, played college baseball. There was, when he was 2, he went into my mom's closet, grabbed the high heels, grabbed one of her bras, and then put the bra on, put the high heels on, grabbed lipstick, put it all over his face, and then started running around the house with a football, and was full blown playing football in high heels, like, and we didn't think to ourselves, oh, he's a girl, right? And I mean, now you would just, it was just a day, like, it wasn't like, it was just a kid just digging through his mom's closet, like any 2-year-old, like that, my mom's got a house full of boys, so she's got her hands full, right? So, you turn your back for a second, he's in the closet, he's digging through the hamper, he's putting dad's shoe on his right foot, mom's shoe on his left foot, like he doesn't care. He's not thinking about like sexualization and like, oh, I'm putting a bra on right now. Like, he's literally just putting it on because who knows why. Like, it was never a thing. It was all in the past. I don't even think about it. It's just really a funny picture that we have of him running around the house with a football. It's like this kind of like masculine activity while he's like decked out in all my mom's clothes. Like, it was actually really funny. And yeah, it's just insanity. These people. But yeah, they're all fleeing to BASTAN. Let's see, Texas judge. Yeah, I'm a little burnt out with that. I don't really think I've got too much to say about that right there. But what we are gonna do, let's see, which story did I have here? That one I didn't know if I really wanted to touch on because it's kind of schizo, but at the same time, I do find, basically, I'm not even going to read the guy, but my friend it turned me on to this one guy's website, and I swear he's like Mel Gibson in conspiracy theorist, this guy. Like, everywhere he goes, he thinks he's being followed and watched, and he's like, when I go to the grocery store, a woman will walk in with the spiked milk, and 30 seconds before I get to the milk rack, she's loading up the milk onto the milk rack. And then whenever I go up and grab my jug of milk and walk off, if I don't grab the right one, somebody comes in right behind me and takes the spiked one away. And like, he's just like totally, and I know this kind of stuff does kind of exist, but this guy's like total schizo. He thinks 10% of the population is actually just there for surveillance for the state. So I didn't want to really go into his stuff, but I just thought it was so funny. I kind of wanted to make fun of him, but after doing a little more research, I'm like, actually, some of that stuff's a little creepy. I don't even want to talk about it really, but yeah, if you want to go to his website, it's, what is it? anonymousconservative.com, and just read some of his stuff about about his I mean, he's like full-blown schizo. He's like Mel Gibson in conspiracy theory, straight up. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, I thought this was great. I didn't even read this, so we're all in this together. This is round number 1 for me reading this, but I thought this was a funny story, so I figured, hey, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll bomb, but who cares? It's episode 1 of season 2. How's everybody doing today? Everybody having a good time? I'm gonna take a puff. I've been good. I haven't been puffing. I might have puffed once earlier, but I'm trying to quit vaping. My baby's almost here. I really gotta quit this, but I am super addicted to that nicotine. All right, but let's read this. So earlier I said, a white person playing a black person, that's a big no-no in Hollywood. Not the other way around, it's not a no-no, but this is a big no-no in Hollywood. But what if the black person looks like a white person? And this is what we get here in this situation. It's a very, strange occurrence that could only happen nowadays. Joseph Fiennes says playing Michael Jackson was the wrong decision and a bad mistake. The episode of the UK series Urban Legends centered on Jackson taking a post 9/11 road trip with Marlon Brando and Elizabeth Taylor. Joseph Fiennes expressed regret to the Observer over his decision to play Michael Jackson in a pooled 2017 episode of Sky Arts anthology series Urban Myths. The episode centered on Jackson taking a post 9/11 road trip with, we already read that, Fiennes' casting as the music icon generated whitewashing backlash. And I actually looked this up earlier. I was like, what's it called when a white person plays a black role? They say whitewashing. And then if you say, what's it called when a black actor plays a white role, they say reverse race casting. That's what they call that. So I mean, just typical bullshit from these anti-white F slurs. And the episode's trailer ignited outrage over Fiennes' lighter skin tone and prosthetic nose to play Jackson. They had to make him more white to play Jackson. Like, how are you going to get a black person to play Michael Jackson? I mean, seriously. I think people are absolutely right to be upset, Fiennes said, and it was a wrong decision. Absolutely. Was it a wrong decision? Let's watch this. Hopefully this doesn't give me a copyright strike, but we have to risk it on this because, I mean, this is going to be gold. Let's see.
Meet the Press now. Streaming weekdays.
All right, we're going to turn that down because I don't want to hear their ads.
Start with Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris. She's sounding off on that new British comedy series depicting the late pop star. We showed you a clip on Wednesday. Michael, played by Joseph Fiennes, and showed taking a road trip with Elizabeth Taylor and Marlon Brando. Well, the backlash to the trailer was swift. Many people venting their outrage on social media, including Michael's 18-year-old daughter, Paris. She tweeted, "I'm so incredibly offended by this. I'm sure plenty of people are as well. It honestly makes me want to vomit." That series is going to go on.
Look at Paris. This girl is straight up white. You gotta love the anti-white Hollywood. I mean, Paris Jackson is... Do you ever wonder if Michael Jackson was like... I mean... I don't know. I mean, was that guy like killed and replaced? Because his kids don't look half black. They don't have that... Like, even if his wife was white or whatever, or whoever, his baby mama or whatever, they don't have that, like, that curly hair, like kind of, mulatto, kind of skin tone, right? They're just full-blown white. And the other day, kind of what sent me down this rabbit hole is I had gotten a message or a comment or something, and it just made me think, I'm gonna go back and watch one of my old streams. And I watched the old classic throwback glitch stream, and there was a whole segment of Michael Jackson in there, and about his art, like his paintings and stuff, and how messed up he was. And then it mentioned this other person, Kim Nobles, who they said, this person who made this video said that Kim Nobles was an MK survivor, and I think some people throw out MK Ultra too much. I think it was more like a monarch kind of, there's a lot of different groups of that. MK Ultra was like a specific study that then branched out and then was turned on the entire population. At least that's what I gather. And then like you get characters like Michael Jackson and these people. These are different programs, I think. These are like more elite programs, kind of like Kathy O'Brien, Michael Jackson. And then they also mentioned this one lady whose art is like super messed up, and her name's Kim Noble, and they said she's a survivor of this stuff. And she, I mean, I really don't even want to show her art on stream, but I'm going to anyways, because it's like super messed up. And they said that she she's got 27 personalities. The story of Sybil, a young woman who has been abused by her mother as a child and as a result had a mental breakdown and created multiple personalities, caused a sensation. Sybil was a best-selling book in 1970. I don't know if this is about Kim Nobles or what. So Kim Noble has it. Okay, they say Kim has an identity disorder, and she has 50 different personalities. So she's like straight up split, right? But she's got her own website with her art. Like, this is this lady's artwork. So here you get the one eye kind of covered. I wonder what it says on there. I would love to be able to read that. I'm sure it's freaking twisted. But like, look at this. I mean, this is wild. This is the kind of artwork she does. So here she is, like chained to a wall with another spirit. and it says, "Help, free me, please," backwards on the wall. Yeah, and so I kind of want to do more research into who this actually is. But then I like when I was about to start doing that, I mean, I'm just so busy right now. I don't have too much time for all this bullshit. But Kim Nobles, I was looking her up, came up on YouTube here. The artist with Meet the Mother with 20 personalities on the Oprah Winfrey show here. You know Oprah loves it. I mean, she's probably in on the thing. But this one looked interesting. 2 people with multiple personality disorder talk. And it's like, dang, I actually, we can either watch that one or the Oprah one. The Oprah one's shorter, but I'm going to do this. We're going to just watch I want to watch a couple minutes of the 2 people with the multiple dissociative identity disorder. I want to hear them talk. So I'm going to turn the speed up a little bit on that. Let's turn that down. I don't want any ads. I don't want y'all to have to listen to this. But I would never pay YouTube for the YouTube Red or whatever. It's ridiculous. All right. Oh my gosh, really? Another ad?
Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla?
All right.
People have come up to me in the street and like they've been out on a date with us and I don't have no memory of it. One personality would go out with one guy, another personality would go out with another guy. When the guys found out, it was like, "You've been 2-timing us." Hi, I'm Kim.
Very nice to meet you. What is your disorder?
My disorder is a DID, dissociative identity disorder.
Same, I guess. Characterized by more than one personality state, I'd say.
It's 2 or more personalities, and the personalities have got no memory between them, and they take over the body. How long ago was you diagnosed?
So I was 19, so 3 years ago. But even then, my psychiatrist didn't want to diagnose me with it. They said that it was not a real thing, didn't exist. So they just kind of diagnosed me with the symptoms of it. You know, you have alters, you have dissociation.
I was diagnosed 24 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite a long time. At that time, it was quite rare. It wasn't as popular as diagnosis as it is today, and not many psychiatrists understood it or had any idea about it.
Even now, people don't really believe you. But it wasn't until I was in a friend group and they were going, "You're doing stuff weird, you're acting weird," and I'm going, "I don't remember that." But
okay, I want to see these people actually like having their multiple personality disorder. I'm just gonna put multiple personality episode. Well, let's see, then it's just going to be episode. Then it's just going to come up with the Oprah Winfrey episode. That's what it's going to do. I don't want to show Vice. I feel like that'll give me copyright. Let's see here. Multiple personalities of art. Meet my multiple personalities. I want to see an actual person with multiple personality disorder caught on camera. That's what I'm looking for. All right, see, these people, I guarantee you, are all leftists. You know, I want to meet like a person with multiple personality disorder that's like part of them is like straight up like they love like Mustache Man, and they're like really like unabashedly right wing. Like I wonder if like one of their personalities is just like a total like, you know, fascist, like, you know, that's like their thing. They love it, you know. That would be really, see, I would believe that person, but I guarantee you we're not going to come across that. So let's take a look here. Woman alters personality. Oh my gosh, no, it's what people think it looks like. Okay, this is creepy.
Like, I'm dissociating now, and
take your time. Let me know whenever you're ready.
I wanted to answer the question.
You can answer it.
Oh no.
Let me know when you want me to ask it
There's
again.
somebody else here, I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Do you want me to set you up with a question again? Do you want to answer this?
I don't know what's going
Do
on.
you want me to explain to you what's going on? We're in the middle of an interview about DID.
We have DID.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And that's what you're here to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dissociating now.
Yeah, so like that kind of thing is, I mean, one, it's like pretty demonic, but two, it really just stems from abuse. I mean, I know a person that it's not like they don't have multiple personality disorder, but they have like they like dissociate, like they can't like they kind of shut down. They can't mentally, they can't work through things when they get into like anything of stress is like it's either lash out or like play nice. Like they have no like, okay, let's talk about this and like work through it and say, oh, you know, hey, like we can totally get through this, you know. But it does remind me of that because I do know some of the background that led to that, and I know it's like it stems from abuse, and basically your brain is just splitting things off. You don't want to dwell on your abuse, so you cut it into other compartments of your brain, and then you basically end up getting attached to these little compartments of your brain. I mean, however that works, I have no idea. Maybe some of this stuff is an act to a degree. Maybe because it might be like a coping mechanism for the actual issues mentally. Even though some of them I do think are totally real. Let's see here. A purple hair person? Oh, bipolar. See, bipolar to me is like, oh, sometimes I get really mad, sometimes I get really happy. It's like, okay, you know, maybe you just need to mellow out a bit. You know, I know some people have like bipolar kind of stuff here, but let's see here. There's not even a lot of videos of this. One woman, 5 distinct personalities. Let's watch this one. Or 23 minutes. No. What is this one? I have dissociative an hour. I want short videos. All right, well, let's see here. I'm going to pause, actually. I'm going to pause the stream for a second. I'm going to find one. I'll be right back.
Recording in progress.
And we're back. Sorry about that. Really, there's not a lot of good videos on that, so I'm just going to move along now to our next featured story of today, which was last night. I don't know if y'all follow the A-log sphere, the gay log sphere. At one point, it was the yay log sphere. But hopefully you do, because it used to be kind of entertaining, but as of lately, it's basically just a group of people that attack grapers and America First and all that. So it can be entertaining, and it can be funny. But you know, recently Ethan Ralph got sober. So you know, now that the Ralph content dried up, because Ralph is kind of like, he's this, you know, he kind of fuels the madness in the Groyper sphere, because he's always at war with somebody, right? And he's high on Xanax, and he doesn't remember any of it. So he's got like 15 enemies at once, and he's just always at war. But he got sober, so there's been a content drought for these major groups. Now in this sphere, you know, I'll just lay out the landscape for those who aren't aware. You basically have like the 3 main people that would be viewed as the attackers of America First would be Jaden McNeil, the Keno Casino, and Red Pill Gang TV. Now, I'm an RPG head for life, all right? And RPG did nothing wrong. And last night, Jaden McNeil, Judas McNeil, Mr. Shekels McNeil really exposed himself. He really exposed himself. I see him now as a, I mean, I was never really a Jaden fan, and I'm not just saying this because he exposed himself as a douchebag last night. I was really never a Jaden fan. I always thought it was weird how many simps he has, like, because he comes on after RPG. RPG does like 4 to 8, and then Jaden McNeil does like 8:30 to midnight, right? And you know, Jaden's got like simps that just send him. I mean, he made $2,000 on his Monday stream. So I mean, he's making more money than an OnlyFans whore. I mean, seriously. And he puts no effort into his stream. He just sits there in a corner. And last night's stream, he said he was going to talk about Tipster and the Bean, Beards and Beardley, but he ended up just going off on RPG this whole stream. And to me, he really exposed himself because everybody, now that the content is dried up in the America First realm, Kino Casino decides, okay, we're going to go after RPG. Because RPG, he tells the truth. I mean, seriously. I mean, in all this stuff that he's been accused of, he's referenced and talked about. He's shown all the DMs, all the proof. They have literally nothing on him, so they're just making up bullshit to go after this guy. And since they're out of content, they need to have their shekels coming in at all times. So now here they are, attacking RPG, the king of red pill content. Let's see if I can share what they showed last night of RPG here. Let's see real quick. Let me pull up my screenshot I just took. Let's go down. Let's minimize some pages here. But yeah, you cannot minimize Zoom while you're recording the meeting. Okay, that's okay. I just have to find the screenshot. There we go. Gotta open it. Okay. Here we go. So this is what Jaden, like, seriously was going after RPG for like 4 hours last night. And I was watching. My wife's like, what's so important over there? I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I got to watch this content. I usually would hang out with my wife and not tune into the too much drama. I really don't care that much. But for them to go after RPG, and really this is the reason I think. It's not because RPG has the biggest audience of the three, because he really has the smallest audience of the three, but RPG has an actual stream. So like, he doesn't just talk about America First, like, and he actually puts money into his stream and effort into his stream. Like, he's got a backdrop, he's got sound effects. I really think, I mean, he's one of the best streamers out there, really. And I think his channel will continue to grow. And as a guy who just started a few years ago, I think he's going to be an absolute champion. In about 5 years, probably less, he'll be having 1,000 people tuned in a stream. I bet. Mark my words on that. I bet. I know the gay logs out there. If they ever hear this, they're going to be seething over that. But what will the Kino Casino have to talk about when there's no America First content? Like, we're all getting bored with the America First content. Like, we get it. Like, Nick Fuentes, it's just the same story over and over. It's just, okay, they do a big stunt like Kanye, or then they try to bring on Destiny or whatever, and they just try to have these little bursts of popularity so they can keep that steady audience over there on Cozy, but is not really growing. It's just they lose people, they gain a few more 17-year-olds, and then it just the process just continues and continues. But this is Jaden McNeil, Juden McNeil over here. Let's take a look here. Share screen. So this is what he posted yesterday. Oh my gosh, look at that picture there. Look at that. So that's their CGI RPG. And honestly, that whoever did the CGI on that, I have to say, like, I mean, besides the balding and the gigantic schnoz, I will say that looks like it was from like Pixar or something. That actually, it does look really good. But they were all just blasting his docs out there, saying his name over and over and over, and they're trying to get this drama out of him, because I think he's done with A-logging. Like, I think he's just moving on. He's going to probably do politics and that stuff, and I honestly like his politics streams. I'm done with the A-logging. I don't really care about talking about it anymore. It's all been said a million times. The meme is dead. It's over. Time to move back. But I mean, Jaden just spent 4 hours last night talking about how much of a spurg RPG is, and meanwhile he's spurging out the whole time, because RPG said he would if people were streaming his content, then he would give them a flag, because these people are attacking him, and then they're using his content that he puts work into to make money. Like, they make a shitload of money. Actually, they make more money than he does. And so he's like, okay, well, if y'all are going to shit on me, I let it slide before. Well, now I'm going to actually, and y'all are going to say that I do all this terrible stuff. Well, I'm going to live up to my reputation, and I will just actually flag y'all DMCA strike or whatever. So, yeah, that's what's going on in the RPG sphere. So make sure you get over there and sub to Red Pill Gang TV on YouTube. And this week he's just streaming on Kick. So yeah, make sure you're over there on Kick. I wish I had his. I wish I could find his video of him doing. Let's see here. Him singing Imagine, right? It's hilarious. Oh my gosh, I can't find it anywhere. But yeah, so now we know Jaden McNeil, and the Groypers have always called him Judas because he was best friends with Nick Fuentes, and then he ended up like living with him in Chicago and everything, and he moved out, and he's been battling it out with the Groypers ever since. And you know what? I mean, I am not a Groyper or a Groyper sympathizer really by any stretch of the imagination, but I actually now kind of see him as definitely a Judas type person. I mean, he is somebody who will, if the mainstream narrative is against you, because RPG would have stood up for Jaden no matter what. I mean, that's like, he would have stood by him. I mean, unless it was some absurd crime or something, but like, he would have stood by him. But Jaden just instantly twisted the knife in his back and pulled the ultimate Judas there. So for this week, Jaden McNeil has truly lived up to his name that the Groypers coined. And you know what? That's sad to see. I wasn't expecting that. I almost got banned from the chat the other night because I was like, RPG, Jaden is actually calling you an autist right now. And he was like, is Bayzed Gossip telling the truth? Because Bayzed, you're about to get banned. If you're lying, you're fucking banned, dude. So I almost got banned from RPG's chat. Now it's common knowledge. Jaden's a spurg, and his simps send him more money than an OnlyFans whore, just so he can sit in his little blue corner over here. This is all he does. There's no production value. There's no sound effects. He puts no money into his stream. He's probably streaming. His streaming platform probably costs about $100 more than how I do it. Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, so where RPG's got, a real computer, all that stuff. So go over there, support Mr. Red Pill Gang TV. Now, let's cover a couple other things just for fun here, So I played a show a couple weeks back, and got some sweet drum cam footage. I actually do have more videos to cover, but I have to leave for work in 37 minutes, and I kind of want to upload this video to YouTube. I wasn't even I was like, do I really want to stream today? Do I really want to do it? Do I want to go out there on a limb and start ranting from the heart? I haven't done it in so long, but I'm glad I did. And I hope everybody's enjoying this stream today. It's just the first one back. I'm going to be super busy, though. I mean, hopefully I can get in 10 streams this year. That's my goal. 10 streams a year. I think it's a very reasonable goal. And we're going to do it. I kind of stole this idea from Red Bar Radio, but we're going to do it season style, right? So we're going to do like season 1, season 2. So this is season 2, episode 1. And yeah, I hope y'all are enjoying it. So here, let's see here. So this is me, so this is a two-parter. So this is right after a drum solo. And unfortunately, the video cut right after the drum solo, which is better than it cutting in the middle of the drum solo. But like, it cut exactly at the end of the drum solo, which is crazy timing. I would have been pissed if it didn't do that. But yeah, so this is a little bit that we had going. It's from my friend's hip-hop group. Some of y'all might have seen me. I did a little interview with them. I ended up taking it down because I didn't think it was that good. But as you can see right there, you got my brand new Minel symbol. Look at that Bayzed symbol right there. Isn't that beautiful? Then I got my 2 splashes here. I got a ride here. So let's take a little listen. You can see my sunburst fade on my beautiful Gretsch right there. Fresh tuning. The toms sound amazing. So let's just watch a little bit of this. I want to show off my band playing as a backing band. The band is called Pilgrim Star. That's my band. And then here we're playing the music of Just Abstract Music. Now, we're still working on getting a live album out for my band, but if you want to listen to some rap that's a little more lyrical, it's a little bit of party music too. It's not really my thing, especially with how hard I've railed against stupid rap on this stream before. But it is fun. We actually do kill it as a backing band. So, yeah. I hope you all enjoy. I'm gonna let it play for a second here, and then we'll do the outro probably. I might try to rant out a few more stories actually, because I think I can go another 20 or 30 minutes. So cool. All right, here we go. I need abstract on that. I think we can make that happen. Well, first you gotta know what the song's about, man. The song's about you, me, and your entire crew. Yes, you too, Darius. This song's about a very particular type of gentleman from the Northwest side. Hey, that's where we're from. Sure is. I know that's where you're from. It's where the song got its name. Cypress Fuckboy. And it's about, you guessed it, Cypress Fuckboys. Yeah, and it goes a little something like, we don't fuck with, we don't fuck with, hey, we don't fuck with you, cause you in the Yes. And let's see real quick. I'll show my little drum solo as well. Short drum solo. I kind of wanted to go full lunatic and just like bust out. Me and my guitarist were driving, and on the way there, and I had my thing on shuffle, and Rat Salad from Black Sabbath came on, and I was like this close to just like straight up playing. I was like, dude, how funny would it be if I went against plan and then just started playing like a 14-minute drum solo, right? Or not a 4-minute drum solo. Like, that'd be pretty hilarious. But I stuck to the plan. I did extend it a little bit. So yeah, let's listen to my drum solo. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all make some motherfucking noise. Yeah. Are y'all fucking with the jam? Are y'all fucking with the jam? Are y'all fucking with the jam? And then it goes into that last part I showed y'all there. So pretty cool. Make sure you go follow my band over there. I'm trying to do some more content, but like I said, I got a baby on the way very soon. We got our commenter here. You is what you am. A friend of the chat here. Is that Dave Grohl? Yes, that is Dave Grohl on drums there. He did feature. He stole my job there. I'm actually tempted. Yeah, it's Dave sitting in for our drummer. Yeah, I'm actually tempted to, we got the Wicca Phase video here. I actually learned this song on guitar, so I'm tempted to play that as the outro for y'all today. I'm tempted. Just tempted. I'm not really going to do it, so don't get too excited. Alright. So, let's see what other stories I got here before we bounce on out of here. We already went over fat people on planes. Went over Judas McNeil. Very, very sad state of affair there. And I wonder, will Jaden remain relevant all these times? Honestly, after yesterday, I see how he was besties with Nick Fuentes. I really do. I don't want to talk too much about that stuff, but, nobody really listens to my stream that's tied into that sphere anyways. Nobody really, I don't expect to get very many views on any of these streams. These are just mainly there, so, hey, if anything ever happens to me, people can come back, give it a listen, and say, oh, you know what? Bayzed Gossip was so damn funny. He was a good guy, even though I'm not that good. Make sure you pray for me if anything happens to you. If anything happens to me, so. All right. Yeah, I had a little climate change thing. This is what the world will look like in 100 years if we do nothing to stop climate change, right? This right here. All right. I don't think I'm going to go in depth on these articles. I mean, I would say they're blackpilling, but they're full of shit. You know, if humanity has a chance, we got to stop using oil now. You know, I guarantee you, if we stopped weather mod, and it sucks, my weather mod episode got taken down for I don't even remember what, probably election stuff. And I probably made one sentence that was out of line and it got taken down. But this, you know, my Weather Wars, I want to go back and watch that on Rumble. So that's on my Rumble page. I might start uploading to Rumble again just as a backup because I'm sure all this will go down eventually. But I don't know. I think I've been well within TOS standards. I don't think I've been too crazy over here. I'm being too edgy with it. Oh, let's read about Paul McCartney's AI here. AI used to create new and final Beatles song, says Paul McCartney. Musician says he used technology to extricate John Lennon's voice from an old demo and complete a decades-old song. For all you Beatles fanboys out there, a new and final Beatles recording using AI will be released later this year, Sir Paul McCartney said. Y'all remember that picture of Sir Paul McCartney with what's her name? Nandi, another friend of the show here. Another friend of the show. Y'all know Nandi, the new shill. I was trying to get some good Nandi content for today, but Nandi hasn't been doing anything. The last thing she did was like 8 months ago. She made a I think it was after I took a break from streaming. Nandi took a break from shilling. So maybe we are making a difference here. Maybe we're making a big difference here. Because the last thing she did is she made a song for her depressed daddy. He has depression. And you know what? If my little daughter was, you know, taking pictures with Sir Paul McCartney, I would be depressed too. So I think that's where it comes from. So I'm not a doctor, but that's my diagnosis, if I had to give one here. We just finished it up and it'll be released this year, he told Radio 4. Though McCartney did not name the song, it is likely to be a 1978 John Lennon composition called Now and Then. Oh, wow. The demo was one of several songs on cassettes labeled For Paul that Lennon made shortly before his death in 1980, which were later given to McCartney by Lennon's widow, Yoko Ono. Oh, we love Yoko around here. It was largely recorded onto a boombox as Lennon sat at a piano in his New York apartment. The lyrics, which begin, I know it's true, it's all because of you, and if I make it through, it's all because of you, are typical of the apologetic love songs Lennon wrote in the later part of his career. The idea to use AI to reconstruct the demo came from Peter Jackson's 8-hour epic, Get Back. For the documentary, dialogue editor Emile de la Rey used custom-made AI to recognize the Beatles' voices and separate them from background noise. It was this process that allowed McCartney to duet with Lennon on his recent tour, including at last year's Glastonbury Festival for new surround sound mixes of the Beatles' Revolver album last year. Jackson was able to extricate John's voice from a ropey little bit of cassette, McCartney said. We had John's voice and a piano, and he could separate them with AI, they tell the machine. That's the voice. This is a guitar. Lose the guitar. So when we came to make what will be the last Beatles record, it was a demo that John had, and we were able to take John's voice and get it pure through this AI. Then we can mix the record as we normally would, so it gives you some sort of leeway. Okay. Okay, I was going to be done, but I saw this and I just had to read one more sentence. It's done. So I'm going to skip a little bit here. McCartney, okay, so I'll read this. The song had a chorus, but it is almost totally lacking in verses. We did the backing track, a rough go that we really didn't finish, Lynn recalled. McCartney later revealed the song was shelved because George Harrison had called it fucking rubbish and refused to work on it. It didn't have a very good title, it needed a bit of reworking, but it had a beautiful verse and it had John singing in it, he told Q magazine. But George didn't like it. The Beatles being a democracy, we didn't do it. Yeah, George Harrison's the only guy in the band that I have any respect for. honestly, and I do believe him that the song was trash. Some of his lines, I mean, he's not a great guitarist. Like, so all my guitar playing listeners out there, don't get this wrong. He's not a great guitarist, but some of his lines are a little classic. You know, I like Day Tripper and things like that. I like some of his guitar parts. You know, especially for the time, like simple riffs. I think they were kind of cool. I don't listen to any of them, but you know, I'm going to give him credit where he's due. And also, he seemed to really hate Yoko, which goes a long way for me. As far as other stories go, I mean, I had this Daily Wire story. It's pretty blackpilling, so I'm not going to read it. But you know, that homeless guy on the subway. You know, they indicted, you know, our guy out there. But I don't know why you live in New York. Get out. You got to get out. So let's see here. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. One more. Say goodbye to J-Bay. Say goodbye to J-Bay. But she's going to be coming back this season. I have a feeling. I'm going to start following her content. And so, yeah, we're gonna keep up with J-Bay. Because right now she only takes up 2 seats. And her partner takes up 1 in a portion of a seat. And so they can fit in the 3-seater. But it's not comfortable. So we're going to see... Will this be the year that J-Bay and her partner get big enough to take up a 4-seater, and they have to, like, they can only fly like 747s now, like double-deckers, British Airlines, like with that big old middle seat, like in the movies, right, where there's a right row, a left row, and a middle row, and they take up the whole middle row. That's what I'm looking for. I say if it's not this year, that's on the prospects for 2024. So, excellent. Hope everybody. So you know, this was another story that I didn't cover, but you know, they're pushing the what's it called, the alien narrative. We got Vegas police respond to a report of 10-foot creature in yard after green flash across the sky. So yeah, get ready for that. There was actually some really good alien stuff. I'm not getting into it today. I got to get ready for work, but NASA, you know, NASA was they're now starting to talk about aliens more and stuff, so they're gonna be pushing that on us. But NASA is like a meme, you know. One of my coworkers yesterday was wearing a NASA shirt. A lot of people where I work wear NASA shirts, but I mean, you know, you know, I live near NASA, you know, I don't live very close to NASA, so I don't feel like it's a dox, but you know, I live within 150 miles of NASA there. So, you know, there's my dox, you know, it's 150 miles south, east, west, north, you know, there you go. But yeah, people around here, they believe in NASA. But everybody knows where I'm from. I freaking talk about it on my streams, you know. I don't ever say it explicitly, but you have to be a real dumbass to not figure it out. So, and you know what? I get like, you know, hopefully I get a decent listening on this take. You know, there's been I think it's a fairly long stream. I think what I do, like an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 30, hopefully. So yeah, but season 2, episode 1. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. Also, I hope that earlier that the sound came in all right on the song, because now that I think about it, I don't think I shared computer audio, and so the intro track might have sounded pretty bad there. But hey, I was rusty. It's been a minute, so I'm gonna hope for the best on that. At least hopefully it was decent. If not, if you've listened this long, thank you very much. Y'all keep it Bayzed, y'all keep it Gossip Pilled, and we're gonna close out with a different song. Let's see here. Let's do an old classic. You know what? I'm just going to do the intro song again because I actually don't know if it came through good the last time, and I like it. So, thank y'all very much. Y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all next time right here. Alright, y'all have a good one.